Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be making something different from the usual. We'll be making a bridal crochet dress. This design was originally created by Workfrombeachbelike, so I got a custom order for it. In this video you'll be seeing the step-by-step process on how I achieved this design, so stay with me and let's get into the tutorial. So I used a sequin yarn for this dress. The sequin already came with the yarn and I used a 4mm crochet hook. I started with the tube top, then I made the skirts, then followed by the sleeves. The stitch used in achieving this pattern is called the butterfly stitch, and this is where I leave you to enjoy the process of making this beautiful dress. I'll skip 3 stitches and I'll DC in the 4th one. Then chain 2, skip 2, DC in the 3rd, in the next stitch, chain 2, skip 2, DC in the next, chain 1 and DC in the same stitch, chain 2, skip 2, DC, just 1 DC in the next, chain 2, skip 2 and 2 DCs in the next. But you have to chain 1 in between. So chain 1, skip 2, DC in the next, just 1 DC, chain 2, skip 2, 1 DC in the next, chain 2, skip 2, 1 DC, chain 1, 1 DC in the same space. So continue repeating this pattern for the entire stitches. So for the second row, I'll slip stitch into this chain 1 space because this is the point where I'll be starting the second row. So I'll chain 3 because I'm making use of DC, which represents 1 DC. Then I'll chain 2 like I've always done here, and then I'll move into this stitch right here, this space where there is 1 DC, and I'll make 1 DC, chain 1, 1 DC in the same space. So that means these two here will be having just 1 DC, while this single DC will be having 2 DCs, and that's how we'll be doing for the remaining stitches. So chain 2 and just work only 1 DCs in the chain 1, in the chain 1 space, chain 2 and work 2 DCs but chain 1 in between. Okay, then continue working your pattern for the remaining rows. And to end it, I'll be working 2 DCs in the last stitch here. So I'll be making 2 more rows, and what I'll be doing now is just repeating. Anywhere there's an increase, I make no increase, just 1 DC, and without increase, just a single DC, I make 2 DCs. I'm going to end the second row with 1 DC because obviously this is an increase. So 5 chains and 1 DC, chain 2, 1 DC, two DCs, after making 3 rows, this is the point where I switch to my sequin yarn, chain 1 and cut off. So I'll be using just 1 strand of the sequin yarn and also 1 strand of the plain yarn. So slip knots, I'll start working from this point. I'm using a 3mm hook, by the way, so I'm going to turn it the other way around, and I'll work trebles into this stitch, into this space. You know, we have 2 DCs here. I'm working on the first DC right here, and I'll be making 4 trebles. To do that, I'm going to yarn over 2 times to make it 3 loops on my crochet hook, move into my stitch, and I'm going to do this 3 times, yarn over again, pull through, bring out a loop to make it 5 loops on my crochet hook. I'll reduce from 5 to 3, and then yarn over again, reduce from 4 to 2, yarn over again, and then you reduce from 3 to 1. So I will do that 2 more times. After making the 4 trebles, I'm going to slip stitch on the same stitch, and I'm going to work 3 single crochets in the same stitch, on the same stitch. So just go into the space and bring out 1, yarn over to make it 3 loops, and you reduce from 3 to 1. Okay, from 3 to 1. I'm going to do that one last time to make it 3. Okay, and then slip stitch in the same space. So now we have 4 trebles and 3 single crochets. You can work HDC instead of single crochets, but I want my butterfly to look smaller. If you use HDC, it's going to be bigger. So now proceed to the second DC here, this DC, because we are done with this first DC. So just work 3 single crochets, slip stitch, and 4 trebles. Slip stitch again to complete the first butterfly. So this is what I have. After your slip stitch, just move in to this point right here and work single crochet, and continue repeating your pattern by working 4 trebles and 3 single crochets. This is what I have, so just keep repeating this for the mesh. And then I cut off my yarn with scissors, and then I did the other side as well. I repeated the same process for the other side. I started with the decrease left and right. It was when I started the mesh pattern that I started decreasing left and right. So just continue with your decrease till you have few stitches left. I think I had 4 to 5 stitches left, and then I started working on the lace pattern round the veil. I used shell stitch, it's shell stitch. For the shell pattern, I worked 5 HDCs, then I made a slip stitch in the next space, and then I repeated the pattern 5 HDCs followed by a slip stitch. I did that round the veil.